Hey, so this video is kind of more for me than for you guys. I'm gonna talk about kind of what I mean when I say that I'm depressed or in a rut. Because it's important that I kind of talk about this so that I'm more aware of it, because I think I've kind of figured out what happened. So I was in a relationship for a while, and that ended in December, right? And then I don't think it's so much that that relationship ended. I've been through a lot in my life, and that's just part of life. You know what I mean? The thing is, like, one of the reasons I was with this person was because they had a big family, right? And they were part of a family. And my dad died when I was like 12, and then I had a kind of rocky relationship with my mother, and now I have a very solid relationship with my mother and her boyfriend. But it's very rigid, and it's nice, but I can't push it because then I get in the way of things, right? So that's one reason that I don't live there, right? Um, but I think what's happening is like this kind of boils down to what makes a human happy, because people talk like happiness is kind of something that either one doesn't exist or two it's something that you kind of will, right? And that there is a lot to be said about being positive and how that changes your mind. But what it all really boils down to is if you feel like you are part of a group of people that you relate to, if you feel like you belong to something, if you feel like you have family and there are people that you can help and they help you and you respect one another and you love each other and you play a role in each other's life, that is what makes a human happy. Feeling part of something like that, feeling part of a group that you relate to, that is the key to happiness. So the reason positivity helps a lot is because being a positive, happy person, or at least appearing that way, it attracts people to you who you can then build a community with and become part of something, you know? But if you don't feel like you're part of something, at least in my experience, loneliness is some of the darkest times in my life were just when I was lonely. It wasn't when the craziest stuff was going on. It's when I didn't feel like I was a part of like a family. And because of the stuff that happened during my childhood, I spent a long time just I felt really alone and I was scared and sad, right? And so I would get into relationships with people and then just make that my life and make that everything that it was about, and it gave meaning to my life, you know? And I don't like well, I think it's true that you need to learn to love yourself to be able to be in a loving relationship with somebody else. At the same time, it's just better to be in love. Life is better when you have someone else to care about, when you feel like you're part of a family, when you have a connection on a regular basis, you know? And so because for me, I had that for a while, it was kind of a fuel to the dropshipping and the other projects that I'm working on in my life. I have these outlets, right, that I just express myself into, and they result in kind of, my future, right? And so when that relationship ended, I lost a lot of my fuel. And that's what this depression is. It's because like I don't have there's things that are missing now. I don't feel like I'm necessarily part of something. And what I'm realizing is, like I'm lucky to have the people I do in my life, but I don't relate to a lot of people in my life. Like right now I've had a really solid friendship with Lucas, and that has really like helped me out a lot because I relate to him and we have very similar childhoods, and it kind of makes me realize like I don't relate to a lot of the people in my life, and that's I think where this depression comes from. There's a lack of feeling a part of something, and I am a part of things. I'm just kind of detached at the moment, but it's probably going to be a while before I'm completely back to myself, and I just have to I just have to work with it and keep going and take whatever emotions I'm feeling and just pour them into my passions and keep going no matter what. And I'll get where I want to be, and I'll get into a place where I'm a part of a group, you know what I mean? And or that I feel like I have family, that I'm making a difference in people's lives, and that these people know about me, and most of all they can see me for who I really am. Cuz I get judged a lot. I'm a lot of people like they like me in person, but they doubt and they question the things that I'm trying to do with my life. Because I believe one individual can work with thousands of people and get things started and actually make a difference in the world. most of the people in my life don't think that that's possible. They don't think that they can make a difference. So someday I'll be around more people who think the same way, but right now it's just not a reality of my life, you know? So thanks a bunch. That was a really personal video. Hope that didn't bother you. Bye.